at Apple Valley Raceway Friday night for NASCAR Winston Racing Series action. Street stock action, first on the track.
And Mike Morey in the
Duke
88. They're going to
Walensky
go 15 laps.
and Bill Gleason Sr. lead off the parade. And Duke Walensky's going to take the early lead.
Fighting right back is Walensky
But it will be short-lived as Todd Stanton and Dale Earnhardt lookalike number 3 will grab the lead a couple of laps later. Tony Salem Jr., current points leader down at Apple Valley Raceway, follows him right behind.
Head for a tricky
Fairly
turn
soon,
number 3, and there will be an adjustment made on this leader.
Number 1 spot.
Let's see if
as they
Todd
come
Stanton
off
can
3
fight
and
back.
4.
Hold on to that
Tony
short
Salem
line
Jr.
as
to
they
the
come
high
together.
side.
The
Todd
smoke
Stanton to
flies
the
from
low
the
side. A
tires.
little contact
The metal
made.
shuffles a
And
little
Tony
bit,
Salem Jr.
but,
is going to
Tony
drive
Salem
around
Jr.
Todd
hangs on
Stanton
the
for number 1
outside.
spot.
Todd Stanton
Mike Montgomery
trying
in
to
the 04
occupy
is
that low
close
space.
behind,
Tony
waiting for a
Salem
mistake
trying to
by
drop
these 2
down into the
leaders.
move. And look at that pack of cars
Little
back
action
there,
back in the
4th, 5th, and
pack
6th. They're
for
3
positions
wide.
4, 5,
Going
and
into
6.
turn 3.
Kevin Amazing Grace,
Look out,
Buzz
there's
Raycroft come
caution on
together.
the speedway. The Amazing Grace around in the
Kevin
ring.
Grace
He
spins,
catches a
takes
cone.
out one of the
Down
pylons,
over the bank is
continues
the
onward.
0, I
Buzz
believe it is.
Raycroft will
Rob
also
White, you
continue
remember,
the
he started
event.
back in the
You see
pack.
Kevin Grace
He's worked
moving
his
back
way
up through
forward,
the
and now
pack.
he gets around
Bill
Todd Stanton.
Gleason Sr.
Todd
gets a
Stanton
little
comes into
sideways.
contact with that
Jim
back wall.
Steppenhagen
And
in
we've
the
got
31
cars
and Rich
sliding around the
Ficarra
back
come
stretch.
together.
Jim Steppenhagen
Jim
did about
Steppenhagen
three.
goes completely
Again, it
around,
looks like
and he'll
Tony
continue.
Salem Jr. has
Meanwhile,
the
back
power
up front,
to run away from him on the
Tony Salem
straightaways.
Jr. in the
Can Mike
98
Montgomery
being
get it done by
challenged by
running
the
high
04 of
and
Mike
keeping the
Montgomery
momentum
coming
coming
off
out
of 4.
He's running
Mike
along
gets a
the
little
wall.
high,
He
makes
hits the
contact with the
wall.
front stretch
Montgomery
wall,
hits
comes
the
back
wall.
down
He's down
into the
toward
3rd place
the
runner,
22 of
Rob White, last week's
goes
feature
right
winner.
down in front of White.
These two are going
White's
to
got his
fight for
wheels in
the
the
second
grass.
position
He
for
made
the
that
next
battle
couple of
back there for
laps.
second.
And as
Here
they come
comes
down
Tony
to the
Salem Jr.
checkers,
He
Tony
swings
Salem
out of
Jr.
4.
well
He'll
out in
come down to
front.
take the
He's
checker.
going to take the
Here
flag.
come the next 2.
And
It's
Rob
gonna be
White's going to
Rob
get a
White
wheel
by a
underneath Mike
wheel
Montgomery
over
for that
Mike
second
Montgomery and the
position.
Drivers, and
The
we'll
end
come
of the event,
trackside with our
Tony
feature
Salem
winner
Jr.
here
Mike Montgomery
momentarily
do a Polish
as they
victory lap
take a
for a
moment
fallen comrade, Jim
to
Randall,
remember a friend.
who was killed in a tragic traffic accident on August 12th. Jim was a crew member of Sean O'Neill and will be deeply missed at Apple Valley Raceway on Friday nights.
That one's for Jim Randall, everyone.
Okay.
In Victory Lane as Salem presented Randall's wife Lisa
Okay,
with the
we're
trophy
down
in his
here, and
memory.
he's getting unbuckled
Tony
from
with
that
the
race
win
car.
over
He'll
Rob
be out
White,
in a
Mike
second.
Montgomery, Todd Stanton, and Duke
So
Walensky.
we'll get our feature winner out. He's getting some hugs.
Plus fireworks. Be sure
Apple
to join
Valley's
us.
own
Here they
open
come out
wheel
of turn
division, the
4.
Grand American Modifieds, hits the
Coming down
pavement
to take
next.
the green, Alicia
John Dominican,
Baker
the number 1,
gives him the
is going
green
to grab the
flag.
lead from that pole position, and he's going to hold it for the first part of the event.
Of that dogfight, he starts to surface.
Right behind him,
also
you
right in the
see
middle
Bill
of things
Woods in
up
the
4
51,
of Johnny
current points
Burrows.
leader at Apple
Johnny
Valley
goes to the
Raceway.
outside
Get
to try to
around
get
a
the
few of
job
the cars,
done.
including Matt Bones
Well, he's got to be
Lees,
careful.
and
His
he's going to
traffic is
drive into
really
the second
shuffling around
position.
there.
John
Really
Burrows,
going.
right back there
Bill
to the number
Woods is trying
4,
to run off
is going
and
to
hide.
follow
There goes
him
Pratt.
right up through.
And handling. Look
See them go
out.
3 wide here, battling for the lead. John Dominican, the number 1, Bill Woods in the
Up on the
51,
outside of the
and
speedway,
John
the
Burrows in the
51 and
number
Billy
4.
Woods. He
Bill
hangs
Woods is
on.
going
The
to
kid
grab
come
that
off at turn
position.
number 4, and he will
John
take over the
Burrows
lead
is
at the
going to
line
follow
this
him
time
right
by.
behind,
Lap
getting
number
to the
6
low
goes to the
side of
record
John
books.
Dominican, the number 1.
Bill Woods managed to get. Oh no! Traffic
a little
bearing
later
down
on in
on
the
the
event,
7.
Jeff Hammond in the number 7 gets spun
Man,
sideways
his
in
name
front of the
is, or what?
pack, and you see Ricky Woods
Wow.
going off of
The
3 and
last
4.
time I saw
Jeff
driving
Hammond's
like
gonna
that, I think
continue
it
in
was
the
my
event.
wife
In
went
fact,
through
he'll have
the
a top 5
can of
finish here
worms
at the end of the
with her
event.
eyes closed.
Advantage. And
Back
he's
to
been
racing
running
action.
consistent
Bill Woods
laps
being pressured
all
constantly
race
by
long.
John
Here
Burrows
he
in the
comes
number
sliding
4.
out of turn 4 and coming
But
down
it's
to
to
take
no
the green
avail as
checker.
Bill Woods
It's
pulls
Bill
in for the
Woods
checkered
to
flag
one of those
with
folks out
John
there
Burrows
tonight.
right behind him.
Ontario
John Dominic
Video and
ends
News
up
located
3rd,
at Route
Terry
104
Cheatham in
just
4th,
down the road
and
here.
Jeff Hammond
On
gets
your
up
way
there
home,
for
you can
5th.
stop in. They got a big here in the 95 seasons. We're looking for a great
Mike
start. Billy the Kid
McDermott
Whitaker on the
and Billy
outside.
the
They're
Kid
gonna
Whitaker
come up
and the
at turn 4.
09
medal goes to the
pace
medal.
the
green
field of
flag is
late
out, and
models
we
as they
are
come out to
racing.
take their feature event. Mike McDermott's
turn
going to
1
grab
they
the
go.
early lead,
And
but
it-
that will be
Look at
short-lived.
Whitaker, that
As on the
09.
following
The
lap,
kid is
Billy the Kid
really
Whitaker
hauling as he
will
brings
get
that
around the
orange
high
machine
side of
around
Mike
the
McDermott,
23,
and he will
McDermott
grab
drops
the
into
lead.
that top spot.
Exiting off at turn
Little
4,
action
the
back in the
brand
pack.
new race car.
Tom
and Billy
Slattery
Kid
in the
Whitaker at
19,
the
Jason
controls.
McDougal and the
Well,
double
cars
zero come
together,
together,
scatter on the
racing
first
Dan
straightaway.
Mason is
They
also
fall
there
back
along
line.
the side.
A
But look look what happens to Jason McDougal. He's got a tire that went down, and right now he's riding on the rim. Jason's going to continue the event and going to have another great run out there.
Exit off at turn 4 once
Last
again,
week's
but I'll
feature
tell you,
winners,
that
remember
is
they
right in the
ran
middle.
twin
That long
25s
jet
last
car's coming
week.
together. Look out
Dan
in the front
Koonman
straightaway.
and Buck
Dave
Catalano in the
Johnson
54
hangs on
battle
to
for
that number
position.
94 as he comes together
Right
with
behind them, Dan Mason and Dave Siles are also battling. Buck Catalano alongside Racing Dan Mason. Dave Siles
Is
right
out in
behind
front.
him,
They will
and
go
Tom
wheel to
Keys is
wheel,
number
coming
5.
off the turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Here's the battle for
right
the
against
lead,
the retaining
as Dan
wall
the Man
is Billy
Koeman
the
has
Kid
made his
Whitaker
way up
and
to
not
the
giving
front
up.
of the pack. He
Into
gets
turn
down
number
to
3
the
they
low
go.
side,
Coming
the
off the
09
turn
of
number
Billy
4 at
Whitaker,
the line.
and
Will
he's
it be
going to
Koeman?
grab the
Now
advantage.
Close for that
Right
third
behind
spot as
them,
Dave Siles gets under
In the
Tom
third and
Richards
fourth
in the number
position,
8.
Dave Siles and Tommy Richards in the
That's
number 8 are going to battle for the
third.
position.
So you
Dave's
can
going to
see
go
that,
underneath Tommy,
behind
and he's going
Koeman.
to have the third
No
spot.
caution yet.
Tough break for Billy the Kid
5
Whitaker.
laps left
Great
to go
run
in
on
this
this
feature
evening,
bout.
but
And your
mechanical
leader,
woes
Dan the
put
Man
him
Koeman.
to the pit
Dennis
side.
sets a tough break for 09
Too bad
Billy
for
the Kid
Billy.
Whitaker, and caution is out.
Good run for him this evening at Apple Valley
Four
Raceway.
car lengths. Tom Keys trying to hold
Back to the
on.
racing
Tom
action.
Keys gets
Tom
spun
Keys
around.
spins in front of the
Here's the
pack.
rest of the field getting underneath, and
Buck
there goes
Catalano
Buck
and Howie
Catalano.
Ellen would also come together,
We got some
trying to avoid
contact
any
between
mishap
3 and
out
4
there.
to caution out. Again, they look.
Back
Koeman
up
trying
front,
to hold
once
on.
the racing
Siles right
resumes,
on his tail.
Dan the Man
They swing
Koeman
on the
under
floor.
constant
Here
pressure
they
by
come.
Dave
Dave
Siles,
Koeman wins it.
but
Siles
Dan's going
second.
to hold on for
Third
another
goes to Tom
victory.
Richards, fourth.
Dan
Dan
currently in the
Mason.
top 5 in the
Speak for a
regional points for
change.
Winston
It
Racing
isn't,
Series, adds to that lead
terribly
over Dave
stifling,
Siles,
and
Tom
there seems to
Richards,
be a
Dan
bit of a
Mason,
breeze.
and Jason McDougall.
And we're so glad you joined us. We hope you...
The job done here tonight.
Well, let's see what happens.
Super
If the
stock action.
wise
Double
one
points
up here
on
in
this
the booth
evening now to
knows
Apple Valley
just
Raceway.
what happened.
Tom
Here they
Hill
come
in the
down and take the
63,
green.
and the
Green
bullhead.
flag is
Tommy
out, and they
Stevenson
roar
lead the
down into
parade
turn
off
number 1.
with Tom Hill
Tom
grabbing the early
Stevenson, Tom
advantage.
Hill right together. It's a battle for the lead. Steve
Up
Ross
front,
trying
though,
to wrestle
Steve
the lead
Ross
away
is
from
going to
Hill
make his way
out of
around
4.
Tom Hill, and he's going to be the
He
new
gets the
leader.
job done as they come to
Right
the line,
behind
and
him,
he
you see
will
Jim
lead
LaFroy
down
also
into turn
come
number
up
1.
and get around
But look
Tom
what's
Hill.
following him through.
And the
Sturry's in the number
flamethrower.
55.
Bill Hebing
is
in the
back through the line,
45
but he's been
looks to
passed
get
by the
around the high
45
side of Tom Hill
Wild
as
Bill.
Take
well.
away that top spot.
Hebing on the outside.
Battle
Ross
for the
down
lead.
low. They go into turn number
Bill
1.
Hebing in the
man in
45
black,
gets to
number
the high
98
side of
Steve
Steve
Ross.
Ross in the
Battle
98
side by
as they come
side,
down
wheel
the
to wheel as they come
backstretch.
up in turn 2
Bill
down the back
Hebing
chute.
gets to the
And
outside,
he gets is
and
trying
he
to
gets
run on
out
the
front.
outside and keep up. And now Ross seems to be
But
coming
don't count
back.
out
As they
Hollywood
were
Howie
between 3 and 4,
Ellenwood.
but he's way high
Howie's
coming
been
out
on
of
a
4.
hot
He
streak
does.
down
He
there
gets
at
the
Apple
apex,
Valley
and he
Raceway.
throttles that number
As he
98,
gets underneath
battles back
Steve
on the
Ross in the
outside.
98,
But the
Howie's going to
91
take
of
second
Ellenwood
place
will
away
have
from
that
Steve
position
Ross.
now as they go into
Right
turn number
behind
1.
them,
Lean
Roger
and
Sturries
mean.
grabs
Wow,
the position
Bill
away from
Hebing
Jim
down the
LaFroy
back.
in the number
Ross getting
4.
loose coming out of 2.
And where's Joe Brainerd,
It's later
current
on.
points
Is it
leader
the
down at Apple
tires?
Valley? Well, he
I don't know
had
if
his
it's a tire
troubles,
on that
and he
91
had
or
to
The
drive
white
the
flag
number
is out.
99 on
One
this
lap
evening.
left to run.
Tough
Hebing
break for
trying to make
Joey
that
as
car
he
as
was
wide as he
looking to
can.
take home
There
the
goes
double
Ellenwood
points
looking down
win.
low. He's got a nose
Back
under
up
Hebing.
front,
Hebing coming
Hollywood
out of
Howie
two.
Ellenwood
There goes Ellenwood.
trying
He's got a
everything he
nose
could to
under.
get around
He
Bill
goes
Hebing
together
in the
with
45
Here they come into
as they
turn
come
3,
down to 3 and
bumping
4 for
banging.
the final 2
Hebing manages
corners.
to keep it straight.
Hollywood's going to
There's
try the
another
low
tap
side.
in
He
the
gives
tail
Bill a
end.
little
Here
tap.
they come out of 4.
But Bill
Side
Hebing
by
in a
side.
flamethrower, number
Hebing
45 is
wins
going to
it.
hold on for
Hebing
the
wins it.
victory.
Ellenwood second.
Congratulations,
They come together
Bill, on your
across
big
the
win.
line.
See the two of
Sturry's
them come
third,
together
Steve
up
Ross
on
fourth.
With the
turn
camera
1
can get a
after
good
the
look at you.
checkers.
Bill,
But Bill is the
congratulations.
winner over
What a
Howie
great drive out
Ellenwood,
here. You
Roger
know, one
Sturries,
of
Steve
your
Ross, and
sponsors.
Jim
Right
LaFroy.
there, All County Construction right on the hood of that car.
Yeah, I tell you. Friday night up at Paradise Speedway. Well, I had the opportunity to spend my heat races doing something a little different. Usually I'm on top of the press box filming. But tonight I got to ride in the LeBrun's Motors Pontiac pace car. Thanks to Bob Goebel, the pace car driver, up at Paradise Speedway. You got to see the crowd from a completely different view. You get to see the cars from a completely different view, that's for sure. Here we are with the Sportsman Heat, just about ready to begin. Going down the front straight. It's a strange feeling, let me tell you. But you also get to see some of the other things, like the big crashes. This happened in the heat race for the youth pure stocks. Oh boy. Well, then it was on top of the press tower again. Racing action begins for the straight stocks. You see Lance Laufenberger jump out to an early start, followed by Randy Peters. Also up there, the B-52 of points leader Keith Butler, 5X of Charlie Guerry, and the 113 of Frank Guerry, all jockeying for position. Here Guerry and Guerry go 3 wide down the backstretch. Frank Guerry gets the best of it, gets out front. Also, you'll see Bobby Lutz his way up behind Peters there. He will become a factor later on. A rare mistake by Steve Pizarnik. He gets up on the berm, takes out Charlie Guerry. He keeps going. Charlie stopped. He's going to go into the pits, but will return. And here's Frank Guerry jumping out to a lead. There's Pizarro moving his way up behind Laufenberger, sitting in third spot. Randy Peters gets a wild shot up over the berm, spinning out Timmy Hare. Tim would continue to finish respectively. Here's the D7 of Bobby Lutz. He's had a fast car these last few weeks, but hasn't been able to make it stick. He's going to get right up behind the leader, Frank Wary. And then just a couple of laps later, he's going to take him on the outside. It's not going to be easy. Frank's got a tough, fast car. Then he'll grab the lead in the back stretch. Nobody would really have anything for Lutz on this night. Again, all for naught, though, because he would be disqualified with an illegal carburetor. Coming home with a win, Frank Wary. Second, Charlie Wary. Ron Lawson would come home third, Mike Cooper fourth, and Timmy Hare comes home fifth. Then it's time for the pure stock division on the Paradise. A good field of cars as it has been for the last few weeks. You see last week's disqualified winner there, Ralph Champion. Well, he's back. He's got a new motor, and he's on the move. You also see Chuck Stottinger back after a couple of weeks with a new car. Also, the 11 car of Dan Metler, who's an up-and-coming runner in this division. You also see that Ralph Champion's fast. Here we see Frank Burnell almost get over on his roof. It's just the tail end of the shot, but he got right up in sideways and came down on all fours and continued. Ralph Champion takes the checkered flag tonight, and it sticks. He comes away with the win over Dan Metler, comes home second. Gene Dillon, the points leader, third. Van Breen fourth, and Don Shattuck fifth. And it's time for the four-cylinder modified feature. A growing field that has had more cars every week as time goes on. One of the hot runners in this division the last couple of weeks, right there, the 15 car of Scott Nolden, last week's winner. The man on the move here, though, is Tom Metler, that 69 vehicle. He'd go along, but then, oh, just a little bit of a problem is him and Grandpa Bruce Detchell get up over the berm. He would continue on the restart. That's it. Scott Nolden jumps out over Don Knapp. The 8-time winner has not been able to pull a win out of his hat in 2 months. Nolden starts running away. That's the way that it would basically continue because nobody can catch him. Scott Nolden comes home with the win. Don Knapp second. Nick Rizzo third. Tom Metler fourth. And Dale Lagasse fifth. Then it's time for the main event of the evening. The Sportsman coming down to take the green flag. You see the 56 of Vince Vitale get up to an early lead. Bobby Payne is also there in fourth place. And Chuck Bauer starting at the back. This man, as I've said before, is on a mission, and he's hot. He's won the last 3 races, and nothing seems to stop him. Cool move there by Dale Darling in the 714. Dale was having one of his best runs ever, was up to second here, was getting heavy pressure from Vitale. And every time they'd go into a quarter, Vince would get under him and bang him around a little. Bobby Payne had trouble this night. 2 flat tires sent him to the pits, but he would always stay on the lead lap and continue. Dale was able to hold on to second place until this incident with Vitale sent him into the berm, broke his axle. He was basically done for the night. As I said, Chuck Bauer's the man on the mission. Here you see him moving up past Jim Spano. He's going to take the lead, and he's not going to relinquish it. Pure and simple, 4 in a row for Chuck Bauer. Jim Spano second, Bobby Payne third, Vince Vitale fourth, and Patrick Goller comes home fifth.
Pick up feature win number 11. Well, things look doubtful in this heat race. As you see Steve come together with a couple of cars, including Foster Hughes. Steve's going to roll a little slowly down here after this little tangle. But he'll be back out for the feature though. Steve's a master. If anybody can do it, he sure can do it. Let's get right to the feature action. Larry Reynolds in the 32J. And Rick Florak in the 23 pace the field. Larry Reynolds is going to take the lead, and he's looking for his first win of the 95 season. Racing action back in the pack. Scott Freemow driving Betty Chevrolet does a 360. He's going to continue on. Everybody behind him misses him. Great job of driving by everybody involved. Scott will continue. He's going to have another good run down at Canandaigua. And as we mentioned beforehand, Steve Pizarnik and the Phelps Cement, Juliano Auto Parts, number 30, is always a force to be reckoned with as he battles with Turbo Tanya for the second position. Coming down the backstretch, Steve Pizarnik is going to grab that spot, and then he's going to start challenging Larry Reynolds in the 32J for the lead. He'll come down the front stretch. Steve already with 10 feature wins down at Canandaigua Speedway is looking to add number 11 to the list. And also add to the points lead down there. He more or less has that track title locked up. Larry Reynolds and Steve Pizarnik have the crowd on their feet. And finally, lap 12 coming down the backstretch. Steve Pizarnik is going to grab the top spot, and he looks to be on his way to another victory. Billy Brown, currently running second in points down there, has a little bit of a problem as he has a tie rod break. Tough break for Billy. It's going to be awful tough to close in on Steve Pizarnik with nights like this.
Yep. Steve
Pizarnik, Phelps Cement, Juliano Auto Parts, number 30, will drive in feature victory number 11 on the season. Steve picks up the win over Larry Reynolds, Tanya Hans, Foster Hughes, and Rick Miller. Let's move on to the sportsman action. Before one lap could even be completed, Jim Flynn in a 2 Cool car, Dale Dowling in 714, and Howie Albrecht come together up on turn 1. So let's go to another restart. We'll try to complete at least one lap here. Carl Comfort and Scott Ridley lead off the parade. Carl Comfort's going to be your early leader. Action a little further back in the pack in second, third, fourth position. J.J. Coville gets down underneath Scott Ridley. Scott's going to have a rough go of it here. As it gets a little high, gets a little loose. Rob Mack having a great run, takes the third position lead. Jerry Harris, feature winner here a few weeks ago, looks to be battling with Kevin Long, Vic Coffey, Todd Burley, who's coming up through the pack, and all of a sudden, Jerry Harris is going to go into the backstretch walk. Tough break for Jerry Bear, as he was looking very strong on this evening down there. Battle for the second position. Big Coffey going to the low side. J.J. Coville. It looks like he's going to claim that position. But Todd Burley comes up to the high side. Todd currently leads the points down at Canandaigua Speedway. Wants to increase his points lead. He finally does get around Big Coffey. Gets around J.J. Coville as well. Watch what happens. Big Coffey, J.J. Coville come together. Todd Henderson comes into the rear end of J.J. Coville, and it's going to knock J.J. out of the event. Back to the racing action. Todd Burley, who moved his way up to the second position, goes to the high side off the 4 and grabs the lead from Carl Comfort. And that's all she wrote. Todd Burley will come in and grab the checkers on this evening on the Canandaigua Speedway Sportsman Division. Todd Burley with a big win over Carl Comfort, Vic Coffey, Kevin Long, and Jim Flynn. Eldon Jensen and Greg Tatich lead the parade of big block dirt modifieds for their 35-lap feature goal. Greg Tatich is going to grab the early advantage, but he's going to be closely pursued here by Scotty Schrader in a brand new 95 Big Nell chassis. Coming down to complete the second lap, Teddy Bauer is going to grab the lead from Tom and Kim Ewing, number 34. Ted's had a few good runs down here at Canandaigua Speedway, and it looks like he wants to be in victory circle at the end of this night. Racing action in the back of the pack. 3 wide, 1 and 2. A.J. Romano, one-time feature winner. Charlie Donk in the 99, and John Moravec put on a show for the folks. They're right behind the 58 of Scotty Schrader. But coming up through the pack, the master of going faster, barefoot, Bob McCready for number 9. We also see last week's feature winner, Canandaigua all-time feature event winner, Alan Johnson in the 12-2 as they battle for the position. They will be a factor before this night's event is done. And before long, they reel in the 25-year-old Ted Bauer and look to challenge him for that lead. Alan in the thumb car and barefoot Bob McCready in the number 9. Alan, of course, you remember, picked up his first ever career feature win in a Tommy Kim number 14 four-wheel modified. Let's see if another youngster can pick up a win in Tommy Kim's car. As we come down for the final lap off the final turn. AJ Slideway looks to the low side, but Teddy Bauer is going to hold on for his first ever career modified feature event. Double congratulations were in order for Ted Bauer as his wife Stacy gave birth to the couple's first child, Timothy Daniel, a few days earlier. So congratulations to Teddy Bauer and his wife Stacy, especially for his first victory down at Canandaigua Speedway. Also another first for Tommy Kim Ewing as they stand by their young driver down at Canandaigua Speedway. Ted the winner over Alan Johnson, Bob McCready, Joe Plozak, and Brian Turner.
Tommy Kim Ewing now getting in the
Sunday night, it's out for a special show at the Big High Banks at the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway. Sportsman Division action first. Here we see the number 1 axle, Patrick Gall, regular over at Paradise on Friday nights. He's moving right up. Looks like he's going to be able to take the lead, but boom, this tangle is going to send him flying. It's going to tear his wheel right off. He'll be backwards. He'll go back in the pits, get a new tire, but he's not going to have a great run for the rest of the way. Here we see the 10 of Carl Comfort going for the lead. As they come out of 1 and 2, he will take it. And then, of course, don't ever count out Chuck Bauer. Chuck Bauer won Friday night at Paradise. He's red hot right now on the sportsman circuit. He would basically get around everybody. You see him getting around Carl Comfort. Once he gets out in front, it's really hard to catch Chuck Bauer. Oh, some problems. Vince Vitale, who finished 4th the other night at Paradise, spins. He will continue. 2 laps to go. This is your lineup, basically. Chuck Bauer and Carl Comfort right up front. Who's going to hold on for the next 2 and take the checkered flag? Chuck Bauer with a win. Carl Comfort 2nd. Vic Coffey 3rd. Jim Spano 4th. And Todd Kaplan comes home 5th. Next is the Mr. Dirt Street Stock Championship. Canandaigua regular Steve Pizarnik on the pole. Steve had a really fast car this night. He's going to battle out for the lead with Tim Sears in the 21 car there. And as they come down into 1, a rare mistake by Steve. He gets a little squirrely loose, but he's able to punch it through the infield and rejoin the field. Just in time, too, because there was a big pileup on the front stretch. You see Lee Slaughtenberger there involved in that. Most of these cars sustained damage but continue on the restart. Keep your eye on this 221 car. Maybe a name you haven't heard before, but you're going to hear more about him. It's Rob Nowitzki. He's a regular up at Fonda. He's there behind Tim Sears. He's taking the 2nd spot, and now you're going to see Rob go around the 21 car of Sears, and he's going to take the lead. One of the prettiest street stock cars ever seen on the circuit. There's points leader Lan Hart going the 2nd place leader, the 150 of Mike Watkins and Steve Pizarnik, all 3 of them bunched together. Here's Watkins going right up. He's going to pass for 2nd place. And then Pizarnik's going to move on up and get around Tim Sears for 3rd position. Remember, Steve had that little spin and started the back. Well, it didn't stop him because here he is getting around one of the toughest runners on the circuit, Mike Watkins, for the 2nd position. Real good run for both Steve and Mike this night. Les White had himself a good run, a Canandaigua regular, sitting 3rd in points in Canandaigua, able to work his way up to 6th position on the evening. But it would be Rob Nowitzki, the runner from Fonda, who would take the checkered flag at Cuyahoga County for the Mr. Dirt Street Stock feature. Steve Pizarnik 2nd, Mike Watkins 3rd, Tim Sears 4th, Brian Sage comes home 5th. And it's time. Ward, who would become a factor later on. Well, this guy's been red hot over the last few weeks. You're going to see him move up. Another red hot person, Timmy Fuller. You're going to see Jimmy Phelps and Tim Fuller here battling for position. Both of them have been solid top five finishes. On this restart, we see that Pat Ward's worked his way up to the outside of the front row, and only 2 laps later, he's going to get around Tim Fuller for the lead of this 50-lap race in Union County Fair Speedway. Also running real good this night, the 48 JR. Darrell Ruggles back after an extended lead with his brand new Troyer car. He finished 11. Jimmy Phelps, we see there, battling with Canada Joe Plaza, as they are both going to post top 5 finishes on this night. But Pat Ward was the man. He's won a lot recently, and he won this race this night. Ward comes home first over Tim Fuller, Joe Plaza, Scott Prentice, and Jimmy Phelps is going to come home 5th.
Brian Turner finished small walk in the car.